Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Welcome and welcome back. Well, a lot of progress has been made since the other day, and I really wanted to show you guys what's been done. So, before I was really emphasizing the use of LoRa's, and a reminder of what those are. There's checkpoints and then there's LoRa's. So most of these are all checkpoints. And then if I were to search for a character, a lot of those are LoRa's. And those are kind of, the checkpoints are just general, you could say, a very broad model that can generate anything. And the LoRa tries to really narrow that focus in on something very specific, right? So if I want to make it look very close to the movie characters, that's what I have right here. And so I was using that quite heavily before, but now I just decided for this video just to go without it, and it's looking really good, like even without those LoRa's. So this is really promising for being able to make a really good looking story without having to rely on these LoRa's already existing. Those can just be added bonuses to those that really want to make the character look like the actors. So I think that's incredible because I don't really want to fill out every single character, you know? I think that if they just look good, and even if they just portray accurately what the book describes, I think that's that's exactly what people want. So it's just great to have these options. So I just want to click through, and it's great that it recognizes the boy who lived as Harry Potter. So I've been regenerating the profiles for everything repeatedly, and it just keeps on getting better and better. And every time, but sometimes it's no good. So here, it just recognized this as the Dursley family instead of actually taking this as Mr. and Mrs. Dursley. So I'll have to, it's like those little things that you have to tighten up every now and then, but it's getting really good. So here are the characters, and yeah, so you notice now I don't have to generate the scene every time. I think, wow, this is good stuff. So things are looking good. One of the things that I'm kind of annoyed with is when the text gets too long. This is a good example. It just covers everything. It's not like it's a terrible problem, but I'm thinking in these scenarios I want to split them so that it still stays quite small as a text box. I don't think that will take away from the experience at all. I really like this one where this is just a random character in the story where they're just a random wizard that's celebrating that Voldemort is down, and so they caught that, which is really cool. And then this is the crossings. It's awesome that it's detecting these scenes and saying, "Oh no, this is its own scene," and then he's rushing back to the office. Someone mentioned Harry Potter, so it hasn't detected that. I haven't put any detection system to say who's just mentioned and who is actually in the scene. So that's got to come up at some point too. But this is really something special, I think. Especially all these characters. Like, I don't know, if I were reading this for the first time, I would definitely appreciate these images. I think this is already enhancing the experience for me. I wonder as I start reading this if it'll start to get distracting at all. So, but this is coming to the point where it is it is possible for me to actually start to read this. Tiny old man. What's the tiny old man doing? Was wearing a violet cloak. Look, and everything's just purple because of it. Yeah. Lord Voldemort, huh? Doesn't this look like something special? So this doesn't have the whole book in it. And that's another thing. What about his descriptions over the course of all the books? And then what about there are times where the character is taken back through time, right? So when Harry goes into Dumbledore's office and they go back in time to see like young Tom Riddle. I guess he has a different name, but I mean, you should, like, ideally it should connect that Voldemort is Tom Riddle and that was just a different time. That's his younger self. Like, so there should be connections, but it should still portray that character at that time. So there's so much to do still, but I'm still just deeply impressed. More family being tagged here, not the individual. So I've been adding families to the profiles, and that's been both a good thing and a bad thing. So we'll see. The families just kept on popping up as characters when they shouldn't be. So and this is exactly Shu, right? So this is just a perfect example of, in these instances, it would be great if they actually pulled up onto the side of the panel, right? And it kind of looked like they were talking. So, or even if you've played RuneScape, then you would notice that, let's see, is there any of them animated? I think this one is animated, about to click on it. Yeah. So there's just rudimentary animations, but we could totally do that. That's another layer of AI, right? Just animate the image. So that's totally something that is doable. So him coming in here and being part of the dialogue and starting to animate him speaking, and then maybe even speaking, it's the possibilities are near endless here. So how did I set up a lot of this? Well, a lot of this was just improvement of the image generation system and the profile generation system. So having it read the book more times and having different tasks to do with every time it reads, and keeping track better of how it's reading. So I haven't really tried any of these, so I'll just start extracting on this. All phases complete. Yeah. I'm currently using EPUBs and they suck. Yeah. All of them suck. There's problems with them, but you can notice that there's like a status bar that's popping up, and that's because, oh, look at that. This one's way better. So, it goes through phases. So now I can see, before I was blind on how long things were taking. But now there's 4 phases that it goes through, and you can track every bit of it. Another part of this would be like if it failed, the ability to have checkpoints so that it could continue where it left off, even though it failed after you've fixed the problem. So a lot of those implementations will speed up development, because then I don't have to restart the process. Another thing that needs to get done. Hey, how about predicting cost, right? What's the cost of transforming a chapter, transforming a book, things like that. So lots to do, but this is a good head start of transparency of what's going on behind the scenes. And then here's another system I made, which is the job system. So if I want to generate if I go over to the reader right now for chapter 2 of Harry Potter 1, you'll notice that there are the profiles do carry over. but not all the profiles are carried over. So man, it's too bad that so my profile system, Mrs. Dursley is Aunt Petunia, but they should be the same person, right? It's Petunia Dursley, so that's not good. But anyways, so I could try to generate the images every time I'm on the screen, and then I can generate the whole scene every time I'm on the scene, or generate n by how many scenes are there. That's a hassle. So what I did was I created this where if I select the chapter 2, generate, why did it fail? That one, I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's busy doing this one. I could see that. But in general, let's just take a quick peek. It could be just busy. Failed to initiate generation. I know. One sec. One try. And 404 not found. Yep. Okay. I just have the wrong endpoint for its image generation. Where's the button? What's it called again? Generate images. Generate images. Generate image. And failed to initiate generation, huh? But looks like it initiated. Failed one. Oh, yeah, I failed one, but I think it's still going to continue on. And I do have it polling, setting up polling. Yeah, it's still going. So it started. It's probably going to be slower since I also have, what are we doing for time? 12 minutes, okay. I also have the extraction progress happening. So it's kind of interesting how parallelized this can be, and how much load it's taking. My computer is doing just fine, but I also have a beefy computer. One thing I want to just point out before I go is I've made a lot of progress in the prompts. And here you can see it's outputting the prompts as it's generating them for each of these profiles. So, and actually it's, I wonder if it's generating them for ones that were already made. Looks like it does, but maybe not. I think so, because Mrs. Dursley already had one generated. Most likely. Fat lady. Oh, yeah, when he gets into Hogwarts. Man, this is so cool. So then it generates all these profiles, and then as they're generating them, before I was sending them directly to the client by a base64 string, and that was just getting me by. But by the time I was generating things for entire scenes, and also I made the portion size, the size of the background bigger, and then I think about the same size for the characters, but more narrower, like I mentioned before. And the overall data was just immense being sent back because it was entire scenes. But so I was like, okay, now I have to store them somewhere. Didn't want to store them on my PC. And so I put them on the blob storage. It was quick, a quick add, and free. So, yeah. Anyways, I should wrap up there. I'll have another checkpoint pretty soon here. I think we're getting close to being able to host this online for a demo. And if we do, I'll post it for everybody to freely use. I don't think there should be a problem with that. And yeah, I'll keep you guys in the loop. I'll catch you guys later.